Becoming the Man, Chapter 6, Paul Roberts and the Search for the New Man. Paul Roberts had the most blessed upper-middle-class African-American life you could possibly have at the time. His father graduated from Howard University to become a respected pediatrician, and his mother was a high school teacher. He never lacked for things, went to church every Sunday, and excelled at baseball. His neighborhood was lined with towering century-old trees and neighbors who greeted each other by name. They didn't even call themselves niggers, so it wasn't until after a tough-fought baseball game against a team from Maryland that Paul ever had the word hurled at him. As both teams walked in a line to shake hands, the catcher, who was last in line, from the opposing team, mumbled, "Good game, nigger." Paul just calmly pointed to the scoreboard and smiled, feeling as though he had just won 2 victories. He would follow in his father's footsteps and attend Howard University after a life of education and privilege. Paul was the new American dream, being a product of the first generation of African Americans to really pull themselves up and make more than just a decent life, but a good life for themselves. He partied now and then at school, but he was more focused than most. He took up Black American studies with the hope of becoming a professor. He got the urge to teach from his mother, who he always admired when she would put in late nights grading papers. It was like she had 2 families, and that always stuck with him. His years in college flew by in a blur, and he graduated near the top of his class. He turned a summer internship at a community center into a full-time position. The youth services manager he worked with was Tricia Patterson, and every day they became closer and closer. Just like his father, who taught him how to treat a black woman, did with his mother, whose mother taught her how to love a black man, Paul got his Tricia and Tricia got her Paul. They had a beautiful wedding, and like some in African-American culture do, they literally jumped the broom. Even though their jobs at the community center were very fulfilling, Paul knew that he needed something more and that it had to be a stepping stone to something greater. He had a little more education than Tricia, so he felt like whenever he got that chance to move towards being a professor, he was ready to make it real. They talked about having children, but while it was just still talk, it actually happened. Tricia gave birth to a healthy baby boy, and they named him Junior. Everything was going great for the Roberts family, and his new son really motivated Paul to seek a career he could rise to the top of. And just like that, he received the call.